Make yourselves comfortable. Definitely have your bolster handy and perhaps some blocks as well. And if you do have yoga blankets that you can stack up, this is going to be a class where you can implement as many props as you like. And also at the end too, if it's not too hot where you are, if you would like to have a blanket on for Shavasana, that will be encouraged. So today we're going to go through some fun flows, but they're going to be paired with some really restorative poses. So usually I'll teach a bit of a flow and we might rest in child's pose for 5 breaths, but we're going to do a flow and then we're actually going to like fully max out in mini Shavasanas, in actual classical restorative style poses. So there's going to be good solid chunks of rest in between the yang kind of energetic flows. Can't wait. All right. So sitting comfortably. And if you would like, you can close your eyes, drop your shoulders, place your hands on your lap, and start settling into your body, becoming aware of your environment. I'm feeling very grateful tonight. We've got slow drizzle rain and it feels just so cozy. Just dropping in to awareness of your legs, inviting them to relax, soften into your belly, soften into your chest and shoulders. Relax your arms and your hands. And then placing one hand on top of another, palms up in your lap, wherever is comfortable, just opening yourself up to receptivity. So part of our practice tonight is going to be the letting go practice and that real central theme of surrender in between the doing. We'll have nice long moments of just letting go. And bringing your awareness to your breath, keeping your palms where they are, just starting to inhale and exhale. So as you guys are yoga teachers, naturally just moving into deep, full breaths, engaging in full yoga breathing. See if you can expand your breath by feeling it expand your body and feeling everything soften, and seeing if you can exaggerate that experience. So as you inhale, really noticing your whole body open, stretching and lengthening through your spine. Feeling your ribs expand open, and as you exhale, feeling everything gently soften. Just taking a couple more breaths in this way, cultivating the balance of effort and surrender. Effort as you inhale, and surrender as you exhale. And keeping your palms turned up, placing the backs of your hands on your knees or on your lap. And we'll move into some mantra breathing using the mantra Om Hari Om for the entire length of our exhalation. Exhale completely and inhale. Om Hari Om. 2 more rounds. Om Hari Om. Om Hari Om. Come back to center, come back to your breath, and starting to bend and stretch into your fingers, curling them in, stretching them out, and then making some small circles with your wrists. And relax your hands, coming to butterfly pose, pressing the soles of your feet together, hands wrapped around your feet as you lift up into your spine, encouraging your knees down toward the floor. Folding forward, dropping your head forward, pressing your elbows down into your knees, working your knees down a little further. Maybe rolling or rocking your head from side to side, feeling that gentle stretch through your spine, your neck, right at the base of your head. And then keep folding forward, walking your hands forward, stretching forward into your fingertips. And inhale, walk your hands back, coming back to center, going into a butterfly twist. So left hand in front of your right foot, right hand behind you, pressing down into the floor behind you. Lift and rotate, turning to look over your right shoulder. Slowly come back to center. Right hand to the front of your left foot. Left hand planted behind you. And lift and rotate, turning to the left. And come back to center. Coming over onto, nope, missed one. Half Lord of the Fishes. So right leg stays under, left leg over the top, left foot out on the outside of your right thigh. Lift and lengthen. And again, going into a little bit of a deeper spinal twist now, turning to the left. If you can take your elbow to the outside of your knee, go ahead. Coming back to center, going into an open twist, opening your palm forward, placing the back of your hand to your foot, planting your left hand behind you, turning to look over your shoulder. Slowly come back to center, change sides, bring the left leg under, the right foot over to the outside of the right leg. I'm crying inside. My legs are so tight. And turning to look over your right shoulder. I think I can hear creaking. And taking your elbow to the outside of your knee if you like. And come back to center, moving into an open twist, opening up through the palm, back of the hand to the foot, left hand behind you. Coming into the twist and breathing naturally. Slowly come back to center. Now coming over onto our knees to sit on your heels, taking your hands back and working first on our thighs. So hands to the floor and lift the hips enough until you feel a stretch through the thighs, but you can play with dropping the weight down into your hips as you press up to help intensify the stretch. And then from there, lifting the hips, coming into a baby camel. So lift, 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 open up through the heart center. Carefully lower your head back. Nice front body stretch. Exhaling. Hips to your heels. Come up to sitting, take a breath. And come over onto all fours. Hands, shoulders stacked above your wrists and hips stacked above your knees. Moving with your breath. Inhaling, tilt your pelvis forward, looking forward. Exhaling, tuck your tailbone, navel draws in, chin in toward your chest. Inhale, look forward. Feeling your spine lengthening. Exhale, rounding through your spine. Inhale, lengthening through your spine, seeing if you can exaggerate the stretch a little. So just when we were doing our breathing, we were trying to reach into all the parts of our body as we inhale. So doing the same again. So you're lengthening through your spine, but also expanding through the shoulders, chest, reaching into your sitting bones, press down into your hands and shins. And same when you exhale, drawing in through your belly, pressing the floor away, seeing how much you can squeeze out of the stretch. And let's do one more each way. Excellent. Come back to center. Tuck your toes under. Quick little core exercise, drawing your navel in, raising your knees and hovering your knees about an inch above the floor. So you'll feel it in your shoulders, your core, trying to keep your spine pretty neutral. And staying there for a couple more breaths. And knees to the floor. Take your hands forward slightly and get ready to lift up into downward dog. So taking your time to move into the pose. Fingers and thumbs spread nice and wide. Press the floor away, lift into your hips. Knees are bent to start with, lifting and lowering your heels, alternating from side to side. And then when you're ready to come into full downward dog, just taking a couple of breaths there. Don't worry about it being like your full normal downward dog. Still come at it from that warm up perspective where you're just feeling into your tissues, having a bit of a gentle stretch, settling into our bodies still. And then from here, walk your feet forward to meet your hands, finding yourself at the front of your mat and folding forward. Knees are bent, belly to your thighs. Inhale, sliding your hands up your shins. And again, like really try and expand, fully express into the pose, reaching into the crown of your head, feeling that lengthening through the backs of your legs. Exhale, bend through the knees, folding. Flat back. Fingertips to the floor. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend through the knees, slowly, slowly rolling up. Coming all the way up to stand. All right. Never thought you'd hear these words from me, but we're going to skip sun salutes tonight, girlfriends. All right. So inhale, take a big reach. Exhale, hands come down through your heart center, soft bend through the knees, coming into just an easy chair. So we're not going to drop deep into the pose yet. So starting by feeling into your ankles, really dropping down as far as you can that your ankles will allow. So that's where we're feeling the stretch for the moment. Taking your arms up, nice big reach, and then lift, lift, lift into your spine. Now start to drop a little deeper into Hatha style chair pose, navel drawing in, lengthen through your spine. Holding this position for a few breaths. Shoulders down away from your ears, reaching into your fingertips. And inhale, coming all the way up to stand. Exhale. Hands to heart center, bending through the left leg, bringing the right ankle to rest on top of the left thigh. Making a number 4 with your legs. And then again, dropping down into chair position on one leg. So feeling a bit of a pigeon stretch through your right thigh, your right hip. Good. Staying there for one more breath. And then inhale, transferring your weight so that you're able to balance on one leg, reaching the right leg back, toes to the floor. Inhale, high lunge. Good. Two more breaths here. And hands come down through heart center, taking your time to transfer your weight forward and bringing the back leg forward. Inhale, standing up, straight legs. Exhale, come down into chair and shifting your weight to the right leg, left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Keep scooping in through your belly, lifting into the crown of your head. And so visualizing your next move as we move through to high runner's lunge, drawing in, getting that nice sense of where your center of gravity is, and then starting to shift your weight, extend the leg back, toes to the floor. Inhale. High lunge. Just being nice and patient with each breath. Keep lengthening into your back heel as you drop down into the front thigh. And shifting your weight forward, stepping the foot forward. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm just going to scooch my cat forward because he's right where I need to be. Ah. All right, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, same again, going through chair pose, shifting our weight over to the left leg, wrapping the right leg around the left, getting ready for eagle pose, Garudasana. Modified version, hands stay at heart center or big toe to the floor. Full version, you can intertwine the arms. I'm going left arm under, right arm over. And from here, we're going to transition into half moon pose. So really trying to get nice and grounded and find a focal point where you can relax your gaze into and have a nice awareness of your body as you move through space. So inhale, slowly release, and then start to take the right leg back as you reach your left fingertips for the floor. And I just make a nice little spider fingers a little to the left of the midline of my body. And keeping that right foot flexed as you take the right arm up. Nice and open through your chest. Excellent. Exhale, slowly curl back in. Finding your way through to 2 feet to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Nice big stretch. Exhale, come down through chair. Taking your time to move into Garudasana. Wrapping the leg over, taking the big toe around, or just placing your big toe to the floor. And then right arm under, left arm over. Finding that point that you can gaze at. Finding your breath. Steadying your mind, peripheral awareness of your body. All right, getting ready to transition now. So envisioning your body in your mind, where everything's going to be placed. Hand reaches for the floor. Flex the left foot, taking the left arm up. And drawing your thigh bones right into the hip sockets. Navel drawing in. Keep breathing. And slowly release. Soft bend through the front knee. Carefully returning back to 2 feet to the floor. Standing up. Nice big reach. Exhale. Hands to heart center. And we're going to go flat, flow down to restorative pose now. Inhale. Reaching up. Exhale. Folding forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump a step back and take a breath here. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. You can take a gentle cobra or upward dog. Exhale, knees to the floor. Extended child's pose. And inhale, slide your chest forward, belly to the floor. Moving into flapping fish. So you're going to go slide the left leg up, keeping the right leg straight. So you just go like a little half or quarter turn to the side, resting your ear on your upper arm. There we go. And relax completely. So here we're moving into that phase of surrender. Imagining that your body is that open palm, just completely relaxed, open to receive. Closing your eyes if you like. Taking 2 more breaths here, and then we'll transition over to the other side. When you're ready, sliding the left leg down, and the left arm comes out, right leg goes out to the side, resting your left ear on your left upper arm. Slowly come back to center. Stack one hand on top of the other. Place the forehead on the backs of your hands. Relax your hips, relax your lower back. A couple more breaths here. Now slowly pressing yourself up. Come back through extended child's pose. Gently rock your hips and your upper body from side to side. Back to center. Tuck your toes under and lift up. Coming through downward dog, only to walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Hanging forward and forward fold for a breath. And then slowly roll up, coming all the way up to stand. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, step the right foot back, planting your foot on the floor at a 45-degree angle or thereabouts. Coming into warrior one, bending through the front knee, trying to stack your knee above your ankle. Lift your spine, raising your arms up, shoulders down away from your ears. See if you can create a buoyancy and openness by pressing down into your toes, the soles of your feet, your heels, and then lifting your ribs out of your waistline. Reaching into the crown of your head. Now swivel the back foot so that you find yourself in high runner's lunge. We're going to shift our weight forward, taking the right leg out in front. Modified version is to just stay here. Full version, flex your foot away, taking your arms forward. Shoulders down away from your ears, and really reaching, again, the thigh bones back into the hip joints. And then from there, we're going to transition into half standing split to begin with. So leg is just coming up halfway, hands to the floor. And then if you can go further, drawing your upper body in toward your standing leg and raising the right leg up into standing split. Just a couple more breaths here. Slowly release, soft bend through the left leg. Hands to the floor, half lift up, and then come back to standing. Hands together in prayer position. And let's do the other side. Taking the left leg back, placing the foot down at 45-degree angle, bending through the front knee, coming into warrior one, taking the arms up. So really connecting with that foundation of feet pressing down into the floor, dropping down into that front thigh, and feeling all that energy and work through the hips as you lift through the spine, lifting through your upper body. Getting ready to transition. So turning the back toes, so you're on the ball of your foot, shifting your weight forward, taking your time, and bringing the back leg forward, knee out in front, and flexing the foot as you take that leg forward, arms and hands forward. Strong reach through the sole of your foot. And then slowly transitioning, fingertips to the floor, raising your leg just into half split pose to begin with. And once you're steady, if you feel you can go further, then raising the leg up, coming into standing split. Navel drawing in, reaching into those back toes, and really using your strength to draw your upper body in toward your leg. Now slowly release. Both hands to the floor. Leg comes halfway down. Soft bend through the right knee, and then slowly return the foot to the floor. Come back to standing. Now let's flow down to our restorative poses again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Jump or step back into plank position. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale. If you're craving a downward dog, go ahead and do a downward dog. Otherwise, extended child's pose. Holding either one for a couple of breaths. And then coming forward into a side lying position. So, when we finish our practice after Shavasana, we roll onto the side. So that's the pose. We're going there and we'll do a little mini Shavasana and then go over to the other side. So, however feels comfortable for you. Staying here for about 5 or 6 breaths. And slowly rolling onto your back. 5 breaths in corpse pose. Arms either side of your body, palms up, feet falling out to the sides. And you're ready, rolling over onto the other side now. Making yourself comfortable. Now slowly coming onto your back. And then pressing yourself up. Just take a moment in child's pose. We're really taking it slow to transition from one position to the next throughout today's class. So stacking your fists, resting your head on your fists, and just taking a few more breaths here. And slowly press yourself up and come back through downward dog if you like for a little stretch. Then walk your feet forward to meet your hands and slowly roll up. So we'll step our feet wide apart. So in the middle of your mat, feet wide apart, swivel your feet around to the right. Hands to your hips, getting ready for folding triangle. So navel drawing in, long through your spine and folding forward. So the back foot is slightly turned out, just enough so that you can square off your hips and fold forward. If you need to turn it out a little more, go ahead. Folding forward, forward, forward. Modified version, bending through that front knee. Otherwise, then softening over your front leg. Fingertips to the floor. Good. Couple more breaths here. And then from here, we're going to transition down to the floor. So bending through the back knee, dropping the knee to the floor, hands are either side of your front foot, and just sliding your back knee back a little until you find yourself in a comfortable low lunge. Resting your hands on your knee, dropping down into the pose. Just letting your hips relax completely. Hands to the floor either side of your foot, coming back into half split position. Shifting your hips forward and back a couple of times. Loosening up into your hips and stretching through the front of that, the back of the front leg. All right, and then we're going to go slide into splits. So if you like, and if you've got your bolster within reach, you can take your bolster underneath your hips and come down to rest your hips on the bolster. So just going until you feel a nice stretch. This is quite an intense stretch, but not something to be feared. Doesn't matter what the pose looks like. Just feeling your hips, your hamstrings, your legs opening and lengthening. And of course, keep breathing. Now slowly release. Bring both knees back together and coming up through downward dog. Step the left foot forward, spinning the back foot down at a slight angle, coming up to stand and getting ready to go into folding triangle on the left side now. So trying to keep your hips squared off with the front of the mat, folding forward over the front leg, remembering soft knee for a modified version. And then when you've reached the limit there, then just taking your fingertips to the floor and folding over your front leg. Finding your breath. Getting ready to transition down to the floor. So just rotating your back foot and dropping your knee down, sliding your back knee out a little. And take your hands to your front knee, dropping down into a lunge. Hands to the floor. Shift your hips back, straighten out through the front leg. If you like, you can shift your hips forward and back a little, warming up. And then when you feel ready, sliding down into splits position. Using any props that you like, blocks under your hands or a bolster under your legs, your hips, sorry. Finding your breath. Slowly release. Bring your big toes together and knees wide apart. Dropping down into child's pose, letting your chest move to the floor, opening up through the armpits, head to the floor, relax. One more breath here. And look between your hands and slide forward, chest and belly to the floor. And then hands to the floor. Inhale, lifting up, just doing a short baby cobra. And exhale, lower down. Bring your elbows to the floor underneath your shoulders, sliding your left knee out to the side. Then inhale, starting in Sphinx pose. So you're going into a relaxed half frog with the legs and Sphinx pose with the shoulders and spine. If you feel you can go a little further, going into a bit of a cobra position, elbows working into the ribs. So lengthening out of your lower back, but simultaneously going really nice and soft through the hips. Hello. And exhale, lower down. Sliding the left leg down. And right leg comes out, starting in Sphinx position. If you feel you can go further, Hands to the floor. Hugging the elbows into the ribs. Lift up. Good. Exhale. Lower down. Bring the leg back to center. And then taking your bolster, we're going to do, well, could call it supported half frog, but it's probably more like supported flapping fish. So again, in that theme of taking your leg out to the side, placing it on your bolster, but you're going to stack your hands on top of one another, forehead to the back of your hands. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths and then we'll open to the side a little. All right, now taking it to flapping fish variation. So extending out through the right arm, turning your head to place your ear on your upper arm. And then this left hand can be just resting in front of your face if you like, just wherever it feels natural, or taking it to your side if you want to open up to the side a little more. So moving into that more restorative kind of whatever comfortable position you can be in to let go completely, just positioning yourself in that way. Two more breaths here. And then getting ready to, with as little disruption to your body as possible, transition over to the other side. Moving your bolster to the other side. And starting with your forearms on the floor, taking your left leg out to the side, forehead rests on the back of your hands. Breathing naturally. And opening left arm out. Opening to the side a little and placing your left ear on your upper arm. Placing the right hand on the right arm wherever it feels comfortable. And slowly come back to center. Okay, guys. Now, from here, taking your bolster, and we're gonna prone, so like belly down, lay over our bolster. If you have two bolsters, you could go two next to each other and like completely lay over it. So positioning yourself in a way where you can just relax. I've got my hands underneath my ear just because I've got the mic, but you guys can just go full force, laying over the bolster. Relax completely. Allowing yourself to lose all sense of space and time. Two more breaths here. And slowly lift up. Keeping your bolster not too far away because we will be using it for Shavasana in just a moment. And coming down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And just very gently drawing your knees in. Rock your knees from side to side. And here, doing a little check in any poses or stretches that your body is craving. We're still going to do a spinal twist, but if there's anything that your body would love before we wind down, go ahead and give it what it's asking for. And then when you're ready, bring both soles of your feet to the floor, hip distance apart, and really, really slowly, like completely like you're half asleep kind of a pace. Closing your eyes, moving your knees from side to side, and just really taking it nice and slow and feeling your legs moving through space, feeling that massage into your sacrum and your hip joints. And then we'll take it all the way over to one side, resting your legs to one side for 5 breaths. And raise the legs back to center and over to the other side. And coming back to center, knees come back to center. And just giving them one last little hug in, and then making yourself comfortable for Shavasana. So highly recommend taking bolster underneath your knees. Oh, sorry, puss. And taking a blanket over you if you like. Even if it's not because it's cold, just because it's cozy, and having that light weighted kind of coverage can feel super restorative. So we've moved really slow tonight, slower than usual. I definitely can tell I've slowed down because when I'm counting my 5 breaths, it takes a lot longer pauses between each breath as well, which is a nice sign. So I'm going to leave you be for Shavasana tonight. I'll just cue your body in a very macro sense to relax. And then I'm going to let you just drop in to your own time and space. And just letting your legs be heavy. Soften and relax into your hips. Relax your chest, your shoulders, and your arms. Feel your spine to be long and relaxed. And let your face be soft. Just taking this time at the end of your practice to completely let go and being receptive to whatever bubbles up in this kind of spacious time in our practice where we're not focusing on our body so much and we're not trying to coordinate positions and breath, just letting go And if there's any awareness of any feelings or thoughts, just allowing them to come as they are without judgment. Coming back into awareness of your breath. Feeling that nice and nourishing expansion of your lungs and your ribs as you inhale. Feel the softening and relaxation as you exhale. And just begin to wriggle into your fingers and toes and gently rock your head from side to side. Start to stretch out into your limbs. Rolling over onto your side. You can stay lying there on your side if you like for a kirtan sound bath or sitting up and joining in. Really just taking shelter in the mantras, resting your mind and heart in them, and allowing them to draw us away from everything happening in the outside world. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Sita Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Sita Swarupananda Paramahamsa Iti Namine Bhajashri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhajashri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sade Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Last time all together. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Haribol. Palms together in prayer position, bowing our heads to offer our respects to each other. And bowing our heads once more to offer our respects to the Supreme Soul. Namaste.